know that those of you who work with any form of coaching or personal consulting or anything, how many people do we have in here today that work with personal consulting or NLP or coaching in any form? One, two, oh wow. You're familiar with the concept of eliciting values, yes? That of course, and those of you who are not, I'll just briefly explain my take on eliciting values is whenever you're working with the client, you want to elicit the underlying values so you can get to their core assumptions, their core beliefs, so you can understand their world. So you might ask different questions in order for them to express their values. Or, when we're in a seduction-related context, what we might do is tell little stories. Stories that are about relationships or people that meet. And so you can notice by the reactions that you get, not always, but most times, you'll get an idea of where that person's value set is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I suspect that this is one of the things that the Fluffy Hat School of pickup artists have actually understood part of when they talk about, you know, doing an opinion opener where you can like ask, oh, who lies more, men or women, or the jealous girlfriend opener. Did anybody know that, the jealous girlfriend opener? Yeah, it's something to do with, I have this friend. It always starts with, I have this friend, right? And yeah, this friend has an ex-girlfriend, and he wants her to chuck away all their, is it letters or something like that? The presents
and the letters.
Yeah, so is that okay? Now, how many of you have actually used this when you went out? You have? Yeah. So did it work?
Yeah, it's to get a conversation started, to open a group of people and talk about it. But that's not a screening purpose, that's a set opener.
Exactly, that's my point. That if you view it as a set opener, well, you know, then it is a set opener. I can view this little pen as a bottle opener, right? Because, you know, I would actually be able to open a bottle with this. You know, it's not the best way of opening a bottle, of course not, but, you know, I can do it, right? I could also have a bottle opener and said, well, this is, you know, the best way of opening a bottle, but, you know, this would also do the trick. This is a really bad metaphor, but my point is that if you view something as this has this purpose, then that's all it is. I would suggest viewing these set openers that the pickup community are so fond of, or used to be. Now it's more a natural game, and now all these trends. It's quite interesting. Yes, it's a set opener, but it's also something else. This translates poorly into English, actually. No, I'm not going to do that joke. You'll have to go to my website to see a translation of my stupid Danish-English ambiguities. But yeah, you could use it just as opening as that. And how many times have you actually cared about the answer that you got when you used that? Be honest now.
Doesn't matter.
No, exactly. Why does it not matter? I'm just going to go over here so the camera can hear you.
Because you're just trying to get interaction with people, like under the radar. You can see that you're not you're getting into the social setting, just with some speaking, some talking.
Yeah.
So it's I don't expect any of I don't attach value to what people are saying. Maybe I'll remember it and I can get back to what people were saying maybe after.
Yeah, maybe you'll branch back into what was said to use it in a conversation. Imagine this. I'm just going to play with that in a little while. Imagine that you, I don't know, you seem like a fairly young man. You're not really looking to, you know, be in a relationship anytime soon.
No.
But let's pretend that you, in like 5 years' time, you met a woman, and she's like, oh, she's kind of cool. And you hadn't been to the speed seduction seminar, so you wouldn't have known what I'm going to tell you now. Imagine that you hadn't made that wise choice, but instead you had carried on using the opener and then the comfort and then all of that, right? And and you opened this set with the jealous girlfriend opener, right? And this is going fine. They're sort of they're really hooking in. She might be out with her girlfriends. This is going really good. And then you actually become a couple because you think, well, you know, this girl is really cool. I was kind of looking for some. Oh, and she actually has bisexual, really good friends as well. She's kind of open in that respect. So hey, double open bonus there. And you move in together, and her friends come along and share a room, and it's all happy. And she's, you know, she hosts parties where the, I don't know, the Polish lesbian basketball team, they come along, and you all have foam all over the place and cocktails, and everything is good until one day you find out that yeah, she's been checking not your best friend, but she's been having sex on a regular basis with her ex, right? And would you think that would be a cool thing to do, or that would be kind of annoying though, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would kind of suck. I think most guys, no matter how open-minded you are, that's just bad form. And you get into a huge row about it, right? You start arguing about this. How could you do this for me? Maybe you're not that theatrical, but you're pretty mad. And then she goes, but I thought that, I don't know why I always go into a funny little accent when I'm quoting, but, and then she goes, well, I thought you were okay with that. How could you think that? Well, don't you remember the night we met? We talked about, you know, exes and stuff, and I said, well, I think it's okay to have sex with somebody else as long as it's your ex, right? Because, you know, it's not really cheating when it's your ex. I told you, don't you remember? And some of you thinking, that's an extreme scenario, that would never happen in real life, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it though? I can tell from personal experience that more than once, such conversations has arisen with people that I know, where something that was said, you know, women are, you know, renowned for you know, remembering things that were 6 months ago, and then suddenly you have an argument about something, but 6 months ago you said that, and men always go, that's really unfair. But the fact of the matter is that if a woman really, really likes you, and she's really captured and led and engaged and everything in conversation with you, then anything that she expresses about herself, any core values, any core beliefs, any sort of strongly held opinions, personal experiences, anything like that, that she then tells you, if you only view that as fuel, as sort of a momentum kind of thing, oh, now she's talking, now I have to do the next move, right? If you